This election hearing no doubt created some political divide. How do you see that manifesting itself this legislative session?
It's going to be a really difficult session. And for one, we still have COVID-19, and I'm not sure the leaders in the state house and in the state senate have figured out exactly how to navigate through that. We're hoping that there's going to be the vaccines are going to be distributed, but we don't know if that will happen quickly. This has been a very polarized election year, as you can see and feel, and that could manifest itself in all sorts of ways. It's a new legislature. You have new members, and what that means is you'll have to find new chemistry, right? New chemistry to actually get the work done. Now, Republicans still are in charge, are in the majority in both the House and the Senate. The Senate has a narrower majority. We've seen this in the House, in which one Republican member, for example, will decide not to vote on an issue, and that held things up.
One of the headlines out of that hearing was Governor Doug Ducey got a call from the White House during that when he was certifying the election results. Where does he go from here? I mean, so many Democrats and Republicans are upset with him. The president has expressed some annoyance at him. So, what's next for him this legislative session?
Yeah, annoyance is probably an understatement, right? I think Donald Trump turned on our governor, and of course, our governor Doug Ducey has been one of the most consistent uh, supporters of President Donald Trump. Whenever Trump was in Arizona, Doug Ducey was appeared with him. The governor is coming off a deficit, right? So a lot of people are unhappy about his handling of the COVID-19 pandemic. That's one. Um, I'm not sure exactly how much support he lost among the Republican base now that the president has, turned on him. So those are the kinds of challenges that uh, yeah, he will face going into the next 2 years. But no doubt about it, he's still the governor, and you need him to agree in order for your legislation uh, to get enacted into law.
All right, let's switch gears here and talk about Mark Kelly, officially now Arizona's new senator. He hit the ground running early with his COVID-19 task force. What do we expect to gain from him here in the next few weeks as the pandemic seems to hit this new surge?
Right, there are some pretty big challenges that Arizona faces, but really the whole country faces. Like among them is help to people who are out of work. And there's hundreds and thousands of them, millions of Americans that are out of work because of the pandemic. So the expectation is that he will work toward getting as much as possible in terms of finances to the state.
All right, what kind of senator will he be for Arizona? On the campaign trail, he said, not Democrat, not Republican, I'm just for Arizona.
Uh, right. So we kind of saw that. Well, not kind of saw that. We saw that in Kirsten Cinema. Here's a Democratic legislator or former Democratic legislator, used to be pretty progressive on the liberal end of the political spectrum, ran as a centrist and voted as a centrist. I think the expectation is that Mark Kelly will do the same thing. I want to point out one thing. Arizona has always had an outsized influence in the U.S. Congress. What I mean by that is we had Carl Hayden, who facilitated the Central Arizona Project, for example. We have John McCain. John McCain has ensured, for example, that our military bases are protected in Arizona. We don't have those two icons anymore. And I think there's an expectation on the part of the Arizona public that Kirsten Sinema will grow into that role at some point. And, Mark Haley, if he were to stay on a more permanent basis, remember he's facing an election in 2 years, will also grow into that role. Outsized political figures that would do a lot of things for the state.
All right, and their signature issue, we will have to wait and see until they hit the ground running. All right, Luigi del Puerto from the Arizona Capital Times, thank you.